How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I will be surprising my pregnant wife with organizing and cleaning our pantry that has been neglected for months. Before we get on to the video, please don't judge. I know it might be messy, but we've been doing a lot of laundry. I've been doing laundry, she's been doing laundry. We've been throwing food in there. That's our pantry and our laundry room at the same time. And it's also the only part in this apartment where we can have stuff to put, clutter in and to get it away from our main rooms. But I am going to organize it to surprise her and just to make it a little easier for everything that we do and just to make it look cleaner, to make her feel better. So let's get on to showing you the pantry. And just like that, an area can be compressed and organized and look 1,000 times better just by compressing things, getting rid of the boxes and putting them into things like this. Before, this whole food shelf went all the way over there. Now it goes over to about there. And now I have that extra room for something that I did over here. I'll explain in a minute. But look at that. So much better and looks so much more organized. And it can make my wife and me feel a whole lot better. I love when things are organized, and so does she. So this is going to do tremendous for our daily life. Now, them cleaning all the cleaning supplies right there that I used, that new empty section, since I've compressed everything over here on the food. I put all of our cleaning supplies right there. All of that used to be on this, and it was over here in a big mess. So now we got to tackle this area. I'm not going to put that back over there because this is going to be great. We're going to put some shoes over here because we have a cubby in the living room, too many shoes, and we have to put multiple shoes in each cubby, so it looks unorganized and too much. So I can clean another thing while I'm at it. But right here, we can do that to kind of hide the ugliness of our dryer not being able to be flush with the wall. That's going to be staying there, and I'm just going to clean this whole area out. I'll probably leave that there for the time being, but I do want to have an open section over here because, like I said, for my pregnant wife, I do have a baby on the way. We're going to have a ton of stuff in this apartment, so that will give us some space for some stuff that we might not use all the time, just to put in this corner and just keep safe and make it look organized. So let's tackle this whole area. Got a lot of stuff to get rid of over there and clean. I won't be able to do much of that over there. A lot of that is just covers and wedding stuff and decorations for Halloween. I did do a little bit, but that is the best that section is going to get. But with that alone, just doing these things alone, it's going to overpower that little bit. Because up here is going to get a little... That section is already done. It's been like that. That section is good. I just got to fill that section with something. But this part looks so much better. And now this part is really going to make or break it. And that is going to help something else in our house as well. So let me get to cleaning this floor, and I'll show you guys when I'm done with that. Alright, I'm ready to show you guys the finished product. Here is the finishing product. Now let me tell you, it is not Pinterest worthy. Most people aren't. This is realistic. And I think let's look at this through a realistic lens and not through modern, social media norms. I think for a small apartment that shares a pantry, storage room, and laundry room, this is pretty organized. Maybe I could do something with that, but still, everything has its own little spot. It's, in its own area. Down here, you got some wedding stuff. My favorite section, the cleaning area being up here. The food is compressed over here. Got some room for more right here and right there. Some alcohol. And then some dishware. But down here is really going to help us, especially with the baby coming. We'll have tons of room. This could be compressed and put into one of these shelves if needed. That's all of our reusable bags for the store. All of that is cleaned up. That will be cleaned up. That is temporary. That will actually be used for something else and be put into a garage. So that will be gone eventually. We got to organize those clothes. I don't know what she wants and what she doesn't, so I'm going to keep that there just for now. But everything is so much better. So much more room for the baby that's coming. I even found the mount for the vacuum, and we can put the mop right there. But that is the finished product, guys. I do have one little secret that I will share with you that will just make your marriage and life just so much better. And it will just show your wife that you love them. And I'll get to that at the end of the video. But here it is. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you about that little tip. Alright, I'm done. I'm sweating a little bit right now, but I want to share with you something. So I got home with my plans of doing this after work, and I came home. My wife's with her friend right now. That's why I had the chance to do this. So I wanted to get it done, but I also seen some dishes that I want to clean for her also. So when she gets back from hanging out with her friend, she can just relax and we can hang out after my days of work and after her being out all day with her friend. And that is just something I think so small that we can do as men, and society doesn't like that for some reason. Maybe nowadays more than ever, but still I see a lot of people. I know a lot of men in my life that I've talked to, like, I will never do dishes, I will never do chores. That's my wife's job. Even though I work and she stays home, you know, growing our baby, and she will stay home and take care of the baby because that's what she wants to do. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a future video. But it is still okay for you to come home and help her out with things, especially when the child comes. That is a lot more than maybe what your job is. That is all day long, and it's hectic and it's crazy. And there's nothing wrong with getting home from work or on the weekends doing some chores for your wife to make her day just a little bit easier whenever you can. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And it doesn't have to be a specified amount. It doesn't have to be dishes. It could be something else. Just choose something that you can do to make your wife's day a little easier, especially if she's pregnant. But even if she's not, maybe she's a mother already, and just make her life easier and do something nice and just show her that you care, because those little things mean more than so many big gifts ever will. So thank you guys so much for watching me do this little surprise for her and then listening to me rant a little bit about this tip. Like I said, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.